Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the last panel of the show. And I'm sure that we stand behind you and just like going home as well. Hopefully it was like 2 rich full days for you in here. Before I start the panel, let me invite our esteemed guest panelists into the stage. Our first panelist, Imad Jarudi, is a customer experience professional with more than 20 years of diversified experience in managing initiatives within customer experience, business development, sales and marketing, and CRM for the automotive, banking, and consulting sectors, marking exponential growth curve, mastering almost all aspects of building sustainable revenue and enhancing the bottom line through service excellence utilizing latest innovative customer experience and digital platforms. I'm going to start with some just like opening for our panel here about customer experience and amplifying customer experience. And I'm going to start with a study that has been done with SAP Center of Business Insight, conducted in collaboration with Oxford Economics. That study indicates that when it comes to digital transformation, companies that fail to get beyond an incremental mindset and view technology as a tool rather than an integrated part of vastly different business future risk their very survival. So before we move on into hitting some questions as well to our panelists in here, let us just watch this video from the World Economic Forum.
We see digital impacting companies in 3 big ways. The first is with digital customer, where digital disrupts customer interaction and customer channels in the way that companies deal with their customers.
67% of consumers in China believe companies' primary motive for innovation is simply to drive profit. Companies have to overcome this skepticism. Consumers want reassurance that innovation is going to benefit them or society.
A different industry, coming into automotives, where everybody has that different experience with automotives. And Imad, what do you think about the reflection of digitizing the customer experience within the automotive industry, and how does that affect marketing?
Well, let me say that there's 2 favorite things or 2 toys that the customers like, is his car and his phone. And so basically, I'm coming to what Taha was mentioning, that empowering the customer. The customer right now, he has the power. We don't need to empower him. We need to look into that factor and take it into consideration. So you come to the fact that customers right now, they're doing the homework. They're doing the research online before they come to the showroom. Right now, there are about 97 of the customers doing the research online. And half of that, maybe about 57 of those customers are doing it using the mobile phone. So you have to take it into consideration that this customer is coming to you knowing what he wants, but you have to convince him access all the information immediately. Specifications, notifications, promotions, offer that comes to his mobile. We would like to merge those 2 together, mobile and the vehicles, the cars, because it's the most popular toys that people like to play with.
Exactly. And it's all about simplification. It's simplifying the way that consumers access to a specific service that will enhance the customer experience at the end in any industry. So then out of, away from smart cities, going to the automotives as well, with the experience of Imad. So automotives and transportation, again, it's a necessity that we have in the in every city. And Al-Jumeirah has a pioneering experience as well, delivered to the audience. So where customer experience is the main focus as well to deliver the better service. How do you measure your customer satisfaction in light of the new technologies that we have, the tools and methods that we have into measuring a customer satisfaction?
Sure. Well, most importantly, that we need to know that customer satisfaction is part of the customer experience, because it's a very broad area. So as far as narrowing it down to customer satisfaction, previously we used to do it manually. So in case an event that happens, either purchasing a vehicle or taking a vehicle to be serviced, what happens, we used to call the customer, and get his feedback about the service that we offered or the vehicle that he purchased. I send emails or SMS, but this is now triggered automatically. We also have the way that monitoring the social feed, monitoring the online, Twitter or Facebook, and we have those board that triggers an alert or triggers an event that customer was talking about, the vehicle, or was talking about a specific event that happened to him, and it comes directly to us, and we become more of a proactive, reaching to the customer and trying to understand what happened, or even thanking him for the for experience he had positively through us. And then you have to also talk about the leads that comes to us, customers inquiring about the vehicle. So also, he asked about, what's the price of this car, or what's your opening hours and or service hours. We respond to him with an answer, but also we follow up in case that, okay, he asked about the vehicle, he got the information from us, but he didn't show up at the showroom. So there's an event that gets triggered there. Okay, and then we go back to the customer, like, okay, you didn't show up, you had an appointment, how we can help you, how we can reschedule. The same thing goes into service. So that always, the digital part plays a role there, and become more engaged with the customer back and forth instead of just giving information and it's done. We have to make sure that he's also engaged, he's coming back, and also we're getting his feedback, thanking him for the service and stuff. The customer satisfaction is covered through many channels, even mystery shopping. It's not considered digital, but also that's part of it. So adding all those together, I think that gives us a broad picture of where we are and what's the.
What about from an automotive experience? So where is the future with those next generation technologies when it comes to automotive, Al Jumeirah experience, General Motors, and are we there?
Are we there? You never know. Technology is going so fast, you just barely can catch up, because, if you go 50 years ago and think about what you want to do or where technology is going to take you, I'm sure you would not reach to what we are right now. But coming to the point, the digital is not a total threat to the physical presence. Because I'll give you, for automotive, instead of having one big showroom, okay, now what you can do, you can have a smaller showroom, but in multiple locations. Sure. So now we have like one big showroom in a primary location and everybody goes there. But with the digital part is you reduce the size, you have it at different locations, and instead of having like 10 cars inside the showroom, you'll have maybe 1 or 2 cars, and the rest, the customer will have a special area that he can configure the vehicle itself, the colors, the options, specifications, and he would have an actual size hologram or vision of the vehicle in front of him, and he can see it. So this way you're reducing the cost of, you're increasing the reach to those customers by having multiple locations, but you're also embedding the digital aspect of it. So I think it's a win-win situation for us. That's talking from my point of view. Same thing as Amazon.
Yes.
I think like you mentioned, they have some outlets, drop boxes, you order something, instead of coming to you, you can pick it up from those drop boxes. Yeah. So yeah, digital has positive factor in both ways. Coming to technology part, I would like to have something, that's called proximity alert. You're walking into the showroom, your customer's walking to the showroom who has your application on the mobile, okay? It triggers an event that the sales manager or the sales representative, he knows customer X walked in right now, and he would go out and greet him. Oh, thank you for coming. Nice to see you. It creates a very positive experience because the customer would feel it easily. A 360 view. You're not just looking at a picture of the vehicle, but also you can experience the whole thing inside, outside, turning it around, going up and down and changing the colors. So those are things that would help a lot, as far as automotive part, and the retail aspect.
Yeah, and it's all about like customizing the experience, and like listening to all of you as well talk. And I think when we used to go and watch those future movies about the customer experience, about identifying you as soon as you walk into a shop, as soon as you actually interact with somebody, or from the eye scan or whatever. I think these are the technologies that are not impossible anymore to do, and I think this is as well where the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is going. And Imad,
I would look into the part that service prediction. Okay, we are so busy in life. There's so many things going on. Technology is taking also a big role here, phones and stuff. But you might forget about taking your car to be serviced. You might disregard saying, okay, it's time for an oil change. So that also comes the digital part, using, a phone application again, that triggers an, a notification message. You're due for service. Right now, you should be, taking your car because last time you did it at this time or at that same thing, date. You have vehicle for 4 years right now, okay? So it's time for a new car. So another event that happens saying, we know that you purchased your vehicle, it's your 4th year anniversary. Okay, how about, taking a look for this new offer or for this new model of the vehicle? So kind of also it brings in, the customer to what he needs, but he's too busy or maybe he's distracted or he's putting it aside to do it later on. So you're just keeping engaged with the customer again.
So with that, I would love to thank all my esteemed panelists for being with us. Thank you very much for being here. This concludes as well the 2 days event. Thanks all for attending. And hopefully, we'll see you next year as well if that event continues.
For sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.